The Redtiger Viewclear 70 promises ultra-sharp 4K footage, Sony's Starvis 2 image sensor, Wi-Fi 6 and maybe, just maybe, the best night vision on a dashcam we've seen yet. Is that so? Let's inspect. Hi! So good to meet you. I am Michael, and before I go any further, full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Redtiger, the company who stands behind this very dash camera. But I'm going to approach this video my usual way, where I'm going to talk about what is great and about what is not so great. Therefore, in this detailed review, you can expect video analysis, installation instructions, we'll talk about the connectivity, the features, the audio quality, basically everything you need to know about it, backed by a number of daytime and nighttime samples. Let's dive into it. When it comes to daytime footage, the Viewclear 70 is top tier, mostly thanks to the Sony Starvis 2 image sensor inside the front module. And let me be real with you, the dynamic range might not be perfect, but it is quite decent, as good as the best dash cameras lately could be equipped with. You may notice highlights blow out sometimes though. Here's a clip where the sun literally looks gigantic, like a fireball, but it's not a sensor issue, it's more about the angle and the light composition. What is impressive is how well the footage holds up even when the sun is hitting the lens directly. You still get clean, recognizable details. License plates are readable and motion blur is minimal. However, the image is overly sharp. You're gonna notice it right away, and I wish there was an option to tone it down in the menu. Sadly, there isn't. Still, for most users, it's going to look very detailed and vibrant. The rear camera has 2.5K resolution. I'd say that's just right, good enough to catch details, but not too heavy on the file size. Do note, if you record with both cameras active, the main cam drops to 25 frames per second, something to keep in mind if you're a frame rate purist. Let's dim the light, and here's where it gets even more interesting. Low light performance is among the best I've ever tested. Of course, I've compared it side by side with the 70mm A810, even the T800, and honestly, I'd say it is on par. That's a high praise. So much so that I wouldn't be surprised if the two are running the same kind of hardware under the hood. City lights, dim alleys, headlight glare, this camera handles all of it gracefully. You won't get the full color at midnight, obviously, but contrast, detail and motion clarity are extremely respectable. Apparently the rear module will struggle a bit more because it is not backed by the headlights, quite the opposite, hindered by all these lights directly facing it. But stays strong and even goes beyond my expectations, so my rating about this OmniVision image sensor inside is very high. As for the overall build quality, excellent. The Viewclear 70 feels like a premium product. Unboxing experience is excellent, with a short tutorial about the setup included right from the start. Here's the main module. The matte finish resists fingerprints, and the dash camera has a nice weight onto it, not too light, not overly heavy. With quick release mount, which I promise to you is something very important and almost a must-have these days. The touchscreen is a joy to use, responsive, bright, very intuitive, but this here is actually my favorite part. The front lens is adjustable. That's huge. It allows for perfect alignment without having to reposition the whole body. I wish more manufacturers did this. If we go for a quick look at the tech specs, there's the Sony Starvis 2 image sensor inside the front module, the rear one supports up to 2.5K, there's a 3.18-inch IPS touchscreen, Wi-Fi 6 support, inbuilt GPS, maximum microSD capacity up to 512 gigs, super night vision plus HDR present, super capacitor instead of a battery, and the camera can be operated via a convenient smartphone app. Specs-wise, this is a solid package, and yet if you look for something to criticize, it doesn't come equipped with the latest and best of 2025 system on a chip, whereas the major advantage would have been supporting 4K at 60 frames per second. But let's be real about dash cameras. High frame rates are not as important. What really matters is excellent video quality and good responsiveness and stability. And apparently the Viewclear 70 by Redtiger ticks all these boxes. The installation is simple even for non-techies. Just make sure to place the front unit in the area cleaned by your windshield wipers and not in your line of sight while driving, then connect the power cable and the one which is leading towards the rear module. The rear cable is a bit thicker than average, which initially made me think it would be tough to hide, but it turned out to be surprisingly easy to route it along the headliner and the side panels. If you plan to use parking mode, you're gonna need a hard wiring kit. More on that in a second. Configuration of the Viewclear 70 is smoother than most dash cameras that I've tried. A touchscreen speeds things up massively and menus are clearly labeled. There's even a hybrid setup, touchscreen and physical buttons. This combo is a winner. You get quick touch controls for everyday use, but tactile buttons in case you're driving and need to make a fast change. Video brightness, resolution, loop recording increments, G-sensor sensitivity, audio, it's all there, easy to tweak. And here's the microphone test with the Redtiger Viewclear 70. Currently driving with about 75 km per hour, and this is the quality of the internal microphone. Storage support is solid, up to 512 gigs, micro SD cards are supported, gives you days of footage before old clips are overwritten. Just make sure to use a high-endurance card from a reputable brand, especially if you enable parking mode, and with most of the packages, Redtiger include one for you. Actually, speaking of parking mode, yes, the Viewclear 70 supports full parking mode, but you need the optional hardwiring kit for that. Once you install it, it's gonna offer features like motion-triggered recording and time-lapse parking feature, great for long-term parking surveillance or sketchy neighborhoods. Just a reminder, make sure to trigger the car's battery under voltage protection, just in case. Connectivity is where the dashcam is also great. Thanks to Wi-Fi 6 support, the file transfers to your phone are lightning fast. No more waiting minutes to just download a 30-second clip. Here we talk about transfer speeds of up to 30 megabytes per second, if your smartphone supports it, of course. The app itself? Surprisingly good, clean user interface, fast pairing and access to all the footage and the settings. Plus, Redtiger provides PC Viewer if you prefer to offload files the old-school way. Before we give it a final verdict, are there any real cons? Not too many. The one annoyance that I found is lack of sharpness control. For a camera that delivers this much clarity, having no way to fine-tune it feels like a missed opportunity. Also, there is no addition with 4G LTE support, the slightly thicker than usual cable for the rear camera, and other than that, not much to complain about. In the end, if you are looking for a reliable, high-end dash camera, well, this is yet another Redtiger model which makes it very easy to recommend because, well, footage is superb both in daytime and low light, excellent connectivity features and decent reliability, meaning that it ticks all the boxes that a good mainstream dash camera should support in 2025. And none of these drawbacks that I have discovered are true deal breakers, or at least this is my opinion. About yours? I'm eager to read more about it in the comment section below the video, where you are all invited to participate and share your opinion, whether that's going to be based on the review or own experience, which would be even better. I would love to hear about. Thanks a lot for watching this episode till the end. Probably you would like to support my hard work over here because there's really a lot going on behind the scenes. If you are up to helping me out, check the video description area where you would also find a link and more information about the Viewclear 70 by Redtiger. That's all for today. A big thanks once again. Drive safely and responsibly, and I guess I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!